coordinating conjunctions and correlative conjunctions. These two were discussed in the previous classes. So today we are starting the third type of conjunction, that is called subordinating conjunction. So before moving to subordinating conjunction, you have to understand what is meant by a clause. What is meant by a clause in English? Clauses and sentences. You should know the difference between a clause and a sentence. So what is meant by a clause and what is meant by a sentence? That's what I am going to tell you now. A sentence is a group of words written together that gives you a meaning, that gives you a proper meaning. For example, my name is Rakshan. So that is a proper and meaningful sentence because the words are arranged in a proper order. The words are arranged in a proper order, hence it is a sentence. It is a meaningful sentence. Alright. Now, similarly, I like to go to school. I like to go to school. So here again, you can see that I like to go to school has I like to go to school. 6 words, and these 6 words are arranged in a very proper order. These 6 words are arranged in a perfect way, hence that is also a meaningful sentence. Whereas, what is a clause? What is meant by a clause? That's what we are going to check today. What is a clause? Clause is nothing but it is also a group of words. Clause is also a group of words, but sometimes it will have a meaning, sometimes it doesn't have a proper meaning. Clause means it is also a group of words, but some clauses will have meaning, some clauses will not have a complete meaning. It will remain incomplete. Some clauses will remain incomplete. So there are basically two types of clauses. One is called a main clause and the other one is called a subordinate clause. I repeat, what are the two types of clauses? Main clause and subordinate clause. Main clause and subordinate clause. So this main clause means it will have a meaning. Main clause அப்படினா அதுக்கு வந்து தனியா நிற்க முடியும். It has a meaning. Whereas subordinate clauses are not like that. Subordinate clauses will not have a definite meaning. They will not have a complete meaning. So they are always depending on the main clause. Subordinate clause வந்து எப்படி? They always depend on the main clause. ஆனா main clause வந்து it will not depend anybody. It can stand alone. It can stand alone. Alright? So main clause is also called independent clause. Main clause is a complete clause, also called an independent clause. Whereas a subordinate clause is a dependent clause because it always depends on the main clause. Main clause இல்லாம அதுக்கு exist பண்ண முடியாது, அதுக்கு நிற்க முடியாது. So main clause is called the independent clause and subordinate clause is called the dependent clause. So this is very important, you have to note it down. Main clause is called independent clause because it can stand independently. Why do we call India an independent country? Is India a dependent country or independent country?
Independent country.
Independent country. Okay, what is meant by independence? What does the word independent mean? Why do we call India?
To enjoy our rights in a free way. Nobody can restrict our rights.
No restrictions are there. So we have our own government, we have our own rules, set of rules and regulations. So nobody is there to control us, right? So we don't have to fear anyone. No one can control us except ourselves. So we have our own set of rules, regulations, a separate government. So that's why we call India an independent country. It can exist alone. India, of course, all the countries are mutually dependent. We know that. For example, we sometimes help the US sometimes helps India, right? That goes on between many countries. But coming to the main part, that is leading a free life. For freedom, நம்ம வந்து யாரையும் டிபெண்ட் பண்ண வேண்டிய அவசியம் இல்லை. To lead a free life, we don't have to depend anyone. We don't have to depend any country. So that is the reason we call India an independent country. Similarly, main clauses are called independent clauses because they don't have to depend on other clauses. It can stand alone. It has a meaning on its own, of its own. Whereas subordinate clauses are not like that. Subordinate clauses are like they still need support from the independent clause or the main clause. Subordinate clauses will not give you a complete meaning. It cannot give you a complete meaning. There will always be some incompleteness in that. Alright, so this is the difference between the main clause and subordinate clause. Did you understand, students? Because only if you know the different types of clauses, you can learn this subordinating conjunctions. Subordinating conjunction படிக்கணும்னா clauseனா என்னதுன்னு முதல்ல தெரிஞ்சிருக்கணும். அதில் 2 டைப் clause இருக்குது அப்படிங்கிறதும் தெரிஞ்சிருக்கணும். அப்போ தான் உங்களுக்கு அந்த subordinating conjunctions புரியும். Okay, so now I can start subordinating conjunctions, I guess. Right? Let's see. Conjunctions that join a dependent clause to an independent clause are called subordinating conjunctions. Pathikla? So here you should know what is meant by a dependent clause and an independent clause. So dependent clause is a subordinate clause. Independent clause means main clause. அப்போ ஒரு மெயின் கிளாஸையும் ஒரு சபார்டினேட் கிளாஸையும் ஜாயின் பண்ணுற கன்ஜங்ஷனை தான் நம்ம என்ன சொல்கிறோம்? Subordinating conjunction. This is the third type of conjunction. Last type. Totally there are 3 types of conjunctions. What are the 3 types of conjunctions now?
Coordinating conjunctions, correlative conjunctions, and subordinating conjunction.
Very good. Coordinating, correlative, and subordinating. So we have 2 examples here. Soundarya, can you read the 2 examples?
Yes, ma'am. We went on walking, though it was getting dark. You said that you would come.
Okay. So here you can see in the first sentence, we went on walking, though it was getting dark. So we went on walking, that is one clause. We went on walking, that is one clause. Conjunction விட்டுறணும். Conjunction அங்க middle இருக்கட்டும். அதை விட்டுறலாம். It was getting dark, that is another clause. So we went on walking, அது ஒரு clause. It was getting dark, அது ஒரு clause. இந்த ரெண்டு clauseையும் join பண்ற conjunction வந்து though. Though is the conjunction that joins these 2 clauses. So here though is a conjunction. Basically what is a conjunction? Any word that joins 2 different parts of a sentence, 2 or more different parts of a sentence, and they are also called linking words, right? Excuse me. So, any conjunction, consider any conjunction, be it a coordinating or correlative or subordinating. What is the role of the conjunction? It is to join 2 parts or two or more parts of a sentence. That is called a linking word. That's why conjunctions are called linking words, right? So here you can see, we went on walking though it was getting dark. So what is the meaning of the sentence? Okay, Aradhana. Okay. So what is the meaning of this sentence? We went on walking though it was getting dark. Means இருட்டாக ஆரம்பிச்சாச்சு. It was getting dark. வெளியில இருட்டாக ஆரம்பிச்சாச்சு. இருந்தாலும் நாங்க kept on walking. We continued walking. We went on walking though it was getting dark. Similarly, you said that you would come. நீ வருவேன்னு நீ சொல்லியிருந்த. You said that you would come. So here again, you said, that is one clause. You would come, that is another clause. You are joining these 2 clauses with the conjunction that. You said that you would come. So here you get 2 conjunctions, 2 subordinating conjunctions. Already you are getting 2, that is though and that. So in the above sentences, the conjunctions though and that join the 2 clauses in each sentence. In both sentences A and B, the second clause is the dependent clause, as it depends upon the first clause to make a complete sense. So you can see here, for example, in the first sentence, we went on walking, though it was getting dark. it was getting dark அப்படிங்கிறது ஒரு main clause. It's an independent clause. Whereas we went on walking அப்படிங்கும்போது though we can consider it independent, இதை பார்க்கும்போது இது dependent தான். It was getting dark, அதை பார்க்கும்போது we went on walking அப்படிங்கிறது ஒரு incompletion feel பண்ணுறது நமக்கு. So that is a subordinate clause. Similarly, you said that you would come. அதில் you said அப்படிங்கிறது of course அது வந்து dependent. It's a subordinate clause. You would come அப்படிங்கிறது that's a main clause. So these conjunctions like though and that, they are joining one main clause to one subordinate clause. Alright. Since the conjunctions though and that join the dependent clause to the independent clause within the structure of subordination, these conjunctions are called subordinating conjunctions. So why did they get the name subordinating? How did it get that name? It is because it joins, these conjunctions join two clauses in a single structure, in a single subordination, in a single structure, in one single sentence. That is why we call them subordinating conjunctions. Okay, ஒரு ஸ்ட்ரக்சருக்குள்ளேயே இருக்கிற ரெண்டு கிளாஸை ஜாயின் பண்ணுறதுனால இவங்களுக்கு subordinating conjunctions அப்படின்னு பேர் வந்திருக்கு. Understood? How many of you are clear with this topic? I want a sincere answer today. Very good. Yes, what about Lakshana? Lakshana, do you have any doubts?
No, ma'am. I have understood this.
Okay, very good, very good. Okay. So I hope you are
Ma'am,
Hmm.
in the first one, what is the main clause, ma'am? In the first one?
You mean in the first sentence?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it was getting dark. That is the main clause. And we
Okay,
went on
ma'am.
walking is the subordinate.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Sometimes we went on walking is sometimes considered as it's also considered as a main clause. But in this sentence, it was getting dark mainum and the we went on walking வந்து subordinate மாறுது. Okay, if you simply write we went on walking அப்படின்னு எழுதினா தப்பு கிடையாது. But in this sentence, you can see there is a small difference. One is main and the other one is subordinate. Okay, so now moving to the different types of subordinating conjunctions. இதில் I have divided the screen into 3 columns. But you should read only the first column and the third column. First column, third column மட்டும் read பண்ணா போரும். Functions read பண்ண வேண்டாம். Because functions இப்போதைக்கு it is not required for you. Okay, so there are several subordinating conjunctions in English. They can be classified according to their functions. So for example, the first subordinating conjunction is that. That. Okay, so we have 3 examples here. Okay, so Lakshana, can you read the examples? Examples மட்டும் read பண்ணா போரும். Okay?
Yes, ma'am. I know that he is coming. I was so tired that I fell asleep.
Tired.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not tried. It's tired.
Tired that I fell asleep. This is the best picture that I have ever seen.
Okay, very good. So here you can see, I know that he is coming. அவன் வரான்னு எனக்கு தெரியும். I know that he is coming. So here you can see, I know அப்படின்னா அது ஒரு completion இல்லை. So it is a subordinate clause. He is coming. அது ஒரு மீனிங்ஃபுல்லான ஒரு clause-ஆ இருக்கு இல்லையா? So that is a main clause. So I know that he is coming. அவன் வரான்னு எனக்கு தெரியும். Next, I was so tired that I fell asleep. Here you can see one exception. I was so tired is also a main clause. I fell asleep is also a main clause. ஏன்னா எப்படி மெயின் ஒரு clause எப்படி மெயினாக சபார்டினேட்டான்னு எப்படி கண்டுபிடிக்கிறதுனா just divide the sentence into the clauses. Okay, so here you can see that is the conjunction. So thatக்கு முன்னாடி இருக்கிறது ஒரு clause, thatக்கு backல வருது ஒரு clause. So I was so tired அப்படின்னு எழுதினோம் வச்சுக்கோங்க, அது ஒரு மீனிங்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கு இல்லையா? So that is the main clause. I fell asleep, நான் தூங்கிட்டேன். I fell asleep means நான் தூங்கிட்டேன். So that is also a meaningful sentence. So here there is an exception. It's an exception. ரெண்டுமே main clause-ஆ இருக்கு. Still you are using that subordinating conjunction that. See, some exceptions will always be there in our grammatical portions. Okay, exceptions எப்போவுமே எல்லா lessonsலயும் இருக்கும். அது நம்ம புரிஞ்சு போகணும். சரியா? நெக்ஸ்ட் ஒன், this is the best picture that I have ever seen. இங்க this is the best picture that I have ever seen. Can you identify the main clause and subordinate clause here? இங்க ரெண்டு clausesum இருக்கு, ஒன்னு main ஒன்னு subordinate. ட்ரை பண்ணி பாருங்க, எது மெயின் கிளாஸ் இதுல? மெயின் கிளாஸ்னா அதை மட்டும் எழுதினாலே மீனிங் கிடைக்கணும், அந்த மாதிரி. அதை தனியா அதை மட்டும் சொன்னாலே மீனிங் வரும்.
Which one are you asking?
In the third sentence. Third example.
This is the best picture.
Yes, this is the best picture. That is the main clause. Because it is an independent clause, it can stand alone. If I simply write, this is the best picture, full stop. அப்படின்னா அதுக்கு ஒரு மீனிங் இருக்கு இல்லையா? இதுதான் வந்து best picture. So that is why it is called a main clause. தனியா நிற்க முடியணும், மீனிங் கிடைக்கணும். Now, the independent clause, the dependent clause is I have ever seen. அப்படின்னா என்னது? I have ever seen னா என்னத்தை ever seen? எதை பார்த்து சொல்றோம்? அது அங்க கிளியரா சொல்றது இல்லை. So that is a dependent clause. Okay, அப்ப independent இருக்கிறது this is the best picture. Dependent இருக்கிறது I have ever seen. So one independent and one dependent clauses are joined with that. Hope you understood. So that is the first subordinating conjunction. So subordinating conjunctions are used to join one independent clause to another dependent clause in a sentence. But in some sentences, like in the second example, we can say both the clauses will be independent. So still that's also a possible chance. Alright, now moving to the second one, what. Basically what அப்படிங்கிறது என்னது? What is the function of this word? What, which, இதெல்லாம் என்னது? Yes, Soundarya.
They are used for asking questions.
So they are called question words, right? What, how, இதெல்லாம் வந்து these are all question words. But question words are sometimes considered as conjunctions also. For example, you can see in this sentence. Yeah, you can read it, Soundarya.
Yes, ma'am. I know what you mean.
Okay. I know what you mean. நீ என்ன மீன் பண்றேன்னு எனக்கு புரிஞ்சுது. நீ என்ன நினைக்கிற, இல்லை நீ என்ன யோசிக்கிறேங்கிறது எனக்கு தெரியும். I know what you mean. நீ என்ன மீன் பண்றேன்னு எனக்கு தெரியும். So here you can see I know what you mean. So here what is coming in the middle of a sentence, right? What falls in the middle of a sentence. இதே இது what ஒரு சென்டென்ஸோட பிகினிங்ல வந்திருந்தா it becomes a question. ஆனால் இங்கே what வந்து ஒரு சென்டென்ஸோட மிடில் வருதுனால this is a conjunction. So I know what you mean. Similarly we can tell, no, இதுதான் நான் கேட்டேன். This is what I asked. This is what I asked. So that is also another example. What comes in the middle as a subordinating conjunction. This is what I understood. இதுதான் எனக்கு புரிஞ்சுது. This is what I understood. Or you can tell this is what I expected. இதைத்தான் நான் எதிர்பார்த்தேன். This is what I expected. Right? So likewise you can use what as a subordinating conjunction. Now moving to how. How is again a question word, but that's also used as a subordinating conjunction. Yes, Pratika, can you read the example?
Yes, ma'am. I know. One minute. I know how to do it.
I know how to do it. Good. So how is usually a question word, but here it is used as a conjunction. I know how to do it. அது எப்படி பண்ணணும்னு எனக்கு தெரியும். I know how to do it. Alright. So next moving to, yeah, so let me tell you the like what is that, subordinate conjunction and subordinate clause and main clause. இப்போ இங்கே வாட்ல பார்த்தீங்கன்னா I know what you mean. இப்போ I know அப்படின்னு மட்டும் சொன்னா is it a main clause or a subordinate clause? I know, எனக்கு தெரியும். Is it a main clause or subordinate clause?
Subordinate clause.
It's a main clause. It's a main clause. I know. It's a small sentence. That's it. I know. Okay, so that gives you a meaning. எனக்கு என்ன தெரியும் அது வேண்டாம். I know னா அந்த சிச்சுவேஷன்.
Ma'am, does subordinating clause means a big sentence? Like with another sentence?
It is not. It is not based on the length of the sentence. It is not whether it is big or long. It's long or short. It doesn't mean no need to be considered that. We don't have to consider that part. The only whether it gives you an independent meaning. That's what you have to check. Whether it can
Oh,
stand alone. Okay. So I
okay.
know is nothing but it can stand alone. You can write I know. It makes a sense, right? I know. It makes a sense. Whereas you mean அப்படின்னு மட்டும் சொல்ல முடியாது. What do you mean தான் கேட்போம் நம்ம. What do you mean? நீ என்ன சொல்ற? What do you mean? Okay, whereas you mean அப்படின்னா நமக்கு ஒன்றும் மீனிங் இல்லை. So that is a subordinating clause. Subordinate clause. Okay, so I know is a main clause and you mean is the subordinate clause. And what is the subordinating conjunction? Alright, next is how. I know how to do it. Here again, I know is the main clause. To do it is the subordinate clause. Because to do it மட்டும் எழுதினா அங்க ஒண்ணுமே புரியாதுலி. To do it. So that is a subordinate clause. Next, moving to if. Very important. If வந்து we also call it if clause. If. Okay, yes. Lakshna, can you read the example?
Yes, ma'am. He asked me if I knew.
He asked me if I knew. Okay, எனக்கு தெரியுமான்னு அவன் கேட்டான். He asked me if I knew. He asked me whether I knew. Whetherன்னு கூட சொல்லலாம். He asked me if I knew. எனக்கு தெரியுமான்னு அவன் கேட்டான். So, he asked me. That is somewhat an independent clause. He asked me. I knew. I knew அப்படின்னா வந்து இட்ஸ் லைக் ஐ நோவோட பாஸ்ட் டென்ஸ். எனக்கு தெரியும் அப்படி. அப்போ இங்கே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா சிமிலர் ரெண்டு கிளாஸஸுமே சிமிலராக இருக்குது. தே ஆர் வெரி சிமிலர். சம் ஆர் லைக் போத் ஆஃப் தம் ஆர் இண்டிபெண்ட் இல்லையா? ஹீ ஆஸ்ட் மீ அதுவும் இண்டிபெண்ட்டாக ஃபீல் பண்ணுறது, ஐ நியூவும் இண்டிபெண்ட்டாக ஃபீல் பண்ணுறது. ஆனால் இங்கே கரெக்ட் கன்ஜங்ஷன் எது? இஃப் தான் இங்கே கொடுக்க முடியும். So as I told you earlier, there may be some exceptions. You have to understand that and follow accordingly. Okay. Now moving to whether. Next is whether. Whether we have whether and if are similar. ஒரே meaning தான் ifக்கும் weatherக்கும். So here you can see he asked me whether I knew you. He asked me whether I knew you. Ifக்கு பதிலா whether. அதுக்கு மீனிங் என்னது அப்போ? He asked me whether I knew you. எனக்கு ஒன்ன தெரியுமான்னு அவன் கேட்டான். எனக்கு ஒன்ன தெரியுமான்னு அவன் கேட்டான். So he asked me whether I knew you. So again, he asked me is an independent clause. I knew you is also an independent clause. அப்போ இந்த மாதிரி கேசஸ் வரும்போது நம்ம அங்கே clause இப்படி இருக்கே, ரெண்டும் இண்டிபெண்ட்டாக இருக்கே, என்ன பண்ணுறதுன்னு நினைக்க வேண்டாம். Use the appropriate conjunction in the place. Okay. Now moving to when. When. When is also a question word. When னா என்னது? What is when? When னா என்னது? What is when?
It's a question word.
It's a question word. What does it mean in Tamil?
Eppam.
Eppo. When is eppo. So when is a question word, but here we use it as a conjunction. Okay. Uma ma'am, can you read the example?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I know when to come.
Okay. So I know when to come. So எனக்கு எப்போ வரணும்னு தெரியும். I know when to come. Okay. I know when to come. So this is a clause indicating time. Time தான் இப்போ when அப்படின்னு வந்ததுனால it indicates a time. Right? Now moving to where and wherever. Okay. Where and wherever. But I have given example only for where. Let's check that. Rakshan, can you read the example for where?
I know where to go.
Okay. Where na என்னது தமிழ்ல?
எங்க?
Yes,
Place, ma'am.
எங்கே?
எங்கே, எங்க, yes, it indicates the place. So where to
Place.
go? Okay, for example, where are you going? நீ எங்க போற? Okay, so here where is used as a question word. But I know where to go அப்படின்னா எனக்கு எங்க போகணும்னு தெரியும். I know where to go. So that is, so here we are using where as a subordinating conjunction because it is used in the middle of a sentence. Okay, so this is a clause indicating a place. When vanda it indicates time, where vanda it indicates a place. இப்போ wherever, whereverக்கு நான் எக்ஸாம்பிள் கொடுக்கல. whereverனா எங்க வேணாலும், எங்க வேணாலும். For example, you go wherever you want. You go wherever you want. உனக்கு எங்க வேணுமோ அங்கெல்லாம் போயிட்டு வா. உனக்கு எங்க வேணுமோ அங்க போ. You go wherever you want. So whereverனா எங்க வேணாலும். Alright. Now moving to before and after. Before and after, I have given only one example, but both the conjunctions are used there. Okay. Yes, Parameshwari, can you read the example?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I am Lakshana, ma'am.
What's your name?
Lakshana.
Lakshana. Okay, okay. அந்த phone ல இருந்து exit பண்ணிட்டீங்களா?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
My
okay.
mother has a work.
Okay, ma. Okay. Yes, Lakshana.
Ma'am, which I have to read?
Before and after. Example for that.
Yes, ma'am. I went before and after the bus came.
Okay.
Class indicating time.
Very good. So I went before or after the bus came. ஒரே சென்டென்ஸாக நான் கொடுத்துட்டேன் because there is some space issue there. Okay, அதனால தான் அப்படி பண்ணிட்டேன். So I went before the bus came. அப்படின்னா பஸ் வரதுக்கு முன்னாடியே நான் போயிட்டேன். Or you can tell I went after the bus came. பஸ் வந்ததுக்கு பிறகு தான் நான் போனேன். So I went after the bus came. So either you can write I went before the bus came or you can write I went after the bus came. So this is also a clause indicating time. Just like when, before and after is also, they are also clauses indicating time. Okay. Next moving to till and since. Till, since, idu ennadudha? They are clauses indicating time. Okay. So let me call Fawaz. Can you read the two examples? Fawaz, are you there? Okay, Muthuraman. Muthuramalingam.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, can you read the two examples? Till and since. Tillukum sinsukum irukku and rendu examples. தெரியுதா? Screen தெரியுதா? Okay, Fawaz, can you read the examples for till and since? Mic off la irukke Fawaz. Your mic is muted. Okay, so let me call Vijayalakshmi. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, Fawaz. என்ன கேக்குதா? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, அந்த examples படிங்க. Till, since அதனோட examples படிங்க.
Please wait till I am back. I haven't seen her since I come back.
Okay, please wait till I am back. நான் திரும்பி வரது வரைக்கும் வெயிட் பண்ணுங்க. கொஞ்சம் வெயிட் பண்ணுங்க. ப்ளீஸ் வெயிட் டில் ஐ எம் பேக். இப்போ நான் திரும்பி வரது வரைக்கும், அது வரைக்கும் அப்படிங்கும்போது டில். ப்ளீஸ் வெயிட் டில் ஐ எம் பேக். சிமிலர்லி ஐ ஹாவன்ட் சீன் ஹர் சின்ஸ் ஐ கேம் பேக். நான் வந்ததுலேருந்து சின்ஸ் எங்கே யூஸ் பண்ணணும்? நம்ம ப்ரிப்போசிஷன்ஸில் படிச்சிருக்கோம். இட் இஸ் யூஸ் டு ஷோ a time period that started in the past and is still continuing in the present. பாஸ்ட்ல ஆரம்பிச்சு ப்ரெசென்ட்ல கண்டினியூ ஆகிற விஷயங்களுக்கு தான் வந்து நம்ம சின்ஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணுவோம். ஸோ ஐ ஹாவன்ட் சீன் ஹர் சின்ஸ் ஐ கேம் பேக். நான் திரும்பி வந்ததுலேருந்து நான் அவளை இன்னும் பார்க்கல. ஐ ஹாவன்ட் சீன் ஹர் சின்ஸ் ஐ கேம் பேக். ஸோ ஹியர் டில் அண்ட் சின்ஸ், தீஸ் ஆர் அகெயின் subordinating conjunctions. Next moving to because. Very popular and famous conjunction because. Yes, Arun Kumar, you can read the example.
I slept because I was tired.
I slept because I was tired. நான் தூங்கிட்டேன். ஏன் தூங்கினேன்? I was tired. ரொம்ப டயர்டாக இருந்தது, நான் தூங்கிட்டேன். ஸோ பிகாஸுக்கு சிமிலராக நம்ம ஒரு கன்ஜங்ஷன் படிச்சிருக்கோம், ஒரு கோஆர்டினேட்டிங் கன்ஜங்ஷன் படிச்சிருக்கோம். கேன் எனிவன் நேம் தட்? நான் அதை எடுக்கும்போது கூட சொல்லியிருந்தேன், இதுக்கு பிகாஸோட அதே மீனிங்னு சொல்லியிருந்தேன். திங்க் பிகாஸோட அதே மீனிங் வரணும். 4. Any other answers? யாருக்குமே தெரியலையா? Except Soundarya. 4. 4 is the answer. You can also tell like that. I slept for I was tired. எப்படி சொல்லலாம்? I slept for I was tired. So 4 னா இங்க ரெண்டு மீனிங். ஒன்று வந்து this book is for you, this bag is for you, இது உனக்காக, I bought this pen for you, இந்த பென்னு நான் உனக்காக வாங்கினேன், அந்த உனக்காக எனக்காக அது ஒரு மீனிங் ஃபாருக்கு. அது இல்லாமல் ஃபார்னா இட் மீன்ஸ் பிகாஸ். ப்ரிப்பசிஷன்லேயும் 4 வரும், கன்ஜங்ஷன்ஸ்லேயும் 4 வரும். அப்போ திஸ் புக் இஸ் ஃபார் யூ, திஸ் பேக் இஸ் ஃபார் யூன்னு எல்லாம் சொன்னால் அங்கே அந்த உனக்காக அப்படிங்கிற மீனிங் வந்து ப்ரிப்பசிஷனில் வரும். ஓகேயா? ஆனால் பிகாஸ் அப்படிங்கிற மீனிங் ஃபாருக்கு எங்கே வரும்னா கோஆர்டினேட்டிங் கன்ஜங்ஷனில் படிக்கும்போது வரும். ஃபேன் பாய்ஸ் படித்தோம் இல்லையா? பாய் ஃபேன்ஸில் 4 இருக்குது. அந்த 4ஓட மீனிங் தான் பிகாஸ் அப்படிங்கிறது. 4 அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து 3 மீனிங் இருக்குது கண்ணா. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஒன் வந்து உனக்காக எனக்காக அவருக்காக அந்த மீனிங். செகண்ட் ஒன் வந்து பிகாஸோட மீனிங். தேர்ட் ஒன் வந்து என்னது? டைம் காமிக்கிறதுக்கு. இப்போது என்ன சொல்லலாம்? I worked in this company for 20 years. நான் இந்த கம்பெனியில் 20 வருஷம் ஒர்க் பண்ணினேன். அந்த டைம் பீரியட் காமிக்கிறதுக்கும் for யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். Alright. Now moving to next since. for படித்தா sinceம் இருக்கும். ஸோ சின்ஸுக்கு என்ன இது போட்டிருக்கு பார்க்கலாம். சின்ஸுக்கு வந்து மீனிங் அகெயின் ரெண்டு மீனிங் இருக்குது. சின்ஸோட ஒரு மீனிங் நம்ம பார்த்தோம். இப்போ ப்ரீவியஸ்லி இங்கே பார்த்தோம் டில் அண்ட் சின்ஸ். அதில் பார்த்தோம் இல்லையா? I haven't seen her since I came back. நான் வந்ததுலேருந்து நான் அவளை இன்னுமே பார்க்கல. அது ஒரு மீனிங். இன்னொரு மீனிங் வந்து பிகாஸோட அதே மீனிங் தான். சின்ஸுக்கும் பிகாஸோட மீனிங் வருது. எஸ், Pratika, you can read the example.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, is it I slept at...
No. Since I was. Okay.
My bad. Ma'am, which was that?
Since. The first one.
I can't see that.
You can see that in the black color. Since nur box.
Oh, yeah.
And the
Since I was tired, I slept.
Since I was tired, I slept. அப்படின்னா எனக்கு ரொம்ப டயர்டாக இருந்ததுனால நான் தூங்கிட்டேன். ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் த சேம் ஆஸ் I slept because I was tired or I slept for I was tired. அதே வந்து ஆர்டர் மாற்றிருக்கோம், அவ்வளோதான். since I was tired, I slept. ரொம்ப டயர்டாக இருந்ததுனால நான் தூங்கிட்டேன். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் என்ன சொல்கிறோம்? நான் தூங்கிட்டேன் ஏன்னா எனக்கு ரொம்ப டயர்டாக இருந்தது அப்படி சொல்கிறோம். இங்கே வந்து நான் ரொம்ப டயர்டாக இருந்ததுனால தூங்கிட்டேன். சேம் மீனிங் தானேப்பா, ஆர்டர் தானே சேஞ்ச் ஆகுது இல்லையா? எஸ். நெக்ஸ்ட் இஸ் ஆஸ். ஆஸுக்கும் வெரி சிமிலர் மீனிங் பிகாஸோட. ஓகே, as is also again a subordinating conjunction. Yes, Vijayalakshmi, can you read the example? Vijayalakshmi. Okay, what about Soundarya?
Yes, ma'am. I slept as I was tired.
Okay, I slept as I was tired means I slept because I was tired. So the as enga use பண்ணலாம்னா, imagine if you are writing a letter. Okay, if you move to higher classes, you will have to write a letter to the class teacher or to the principal alone. You have to write it alone. The teachers will also expect you to write. Okay, so imagine that you are going for some activity in your school and you may not be able to attend the classes, maybe for 2 hours or 3 hours. So you have to write a permission letter to your teacher. So you can start your letter like this. Respected madam or respected sir, as I have to attend a competition or as I am participating in a competition conducted by ABCD school, I will not be available today morning. அந்த மாதிரி you can start your letter. As I will not be available அந்த மாதிரி. Or you can tell as I am attending a competition organized by this school, I am not able to, I will not be able to attend the classes from 10 AM to 5 PM. Likewise. Okay, so as வந்து நமக்கு அங்கே யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். ஸோ இந்த கன்ஜங்ஷன்ஸ் எல்லாம் எதுக்கு நம்ம படிக்கிறோம்னா, உங்களுக்கு வந்து ஒரு லெட்டர் எழுத, ஒரு இமெயில் எழுத, இல்லை ஒரு பேராகிராஃப் எழுதுறதுக்கு யூஸ் ஆகணும். ஆல்ரைட், நவ் மூவிங் டு unless. Unless is a what to say, it's an important conjunction and most of the time நமக்கு unless ஓட meaning வந்து தெரிய வழி இல்லை. Unlessனா என்னது? Let's see that. Arun Kumar, you can read the example. Arun.
Ma'am, I cannot say anything unless I'm asked.
Okay, I cannot say anything unless I am asked. என்கிட்ட கேட்காதது வரைக்கும் எனக்கு எதுவும் சொல்ல முடியாது. என்கிட்ட கேட்டால் எனக்கு சொல்லலாம், என்கிட்ட கேட்காத வரைக்கும் எனக்கு ஒன்றும் சொல்ல முடியாது. அப்போ யூ கேன் ஆல்சோ ரைட் அன்லெஸ் ஐ ஆம் ஆஸ்ட் ஐ கேனாட் சே எனிதிங். அப்போ என்கிட்ட கேட்காதது வரைக்கும், டில் ஐ ஆம் ஆஸ்க்ட், அந்த டில்லோட மீனிங் தான் அன்லெஸ்ஸுக்கு. அன்லெஸ் ஐ ஆம் ஆஸ்ட் ஐ கேனாட் சே எனிதிங். Unless I am asked, I cannot say anything. Similarly, you cannot score good marks unless you study well. Unless you study well, you cannot score good marks. Or unless you study well, you cannot score well. Alright. Now moving to though or although. இது நம்ம first exampleயே பார்த்துட்டோம். We continued walking though it was getting dark. So though or although ரெண்டுமே சேம் மீனிங் தான். இட் ஷோஸ் அ கான்ட்ராஸ்ட் ஆர் கன்செஷன். கான்ட்ராஸ்ட் மீன்ஸ் சம்திங் தட் இஸ் ஆப்போசிட். அதானது இருட்டாகின்றது இருந்தாலும் நாங்கள் நடந்துட்டு இருந்தோம். வி வெண்ட் ஆன் வாக்கிங் தோ இட் வாஸ் கெட்டிங் டார்க். அப்போ ரெண்டும் ஆப்போசிட்டான விஷயங்கள் இல்லையா? ஸோ தட் இஸ் வேர் வி ஆர் யூசிங் திஸ் தோ ஆர் ஆல்தோ. எஸ், Fawaz, can you read the example?
Yes, ma'am. I attended the program although none asked me to.
Okay. I attended the program though none asked me to, or although none asked me to. யாரும் என்கிட்ட அட்டென்ட் பண்ண சொல்லலை. நன்னா என்னது? நோபடி. யாரும் என்கிட்ட அட்டென்ட் பண்ண சொல்லலை, இருந்தும் I attended the program. I attended the program though none asked me to attend the program, or although none asked me to attend the program. Okay, next is than. Than is always used in comparisons, right? So let's see. Alakshana.
Ma'am, which I have to read?
நீ ஃபாலோ பண்ணுறியா இல்லையா? நான் எது இப்போ சொல்கிறேன்னு நீ தான் அதை ஃபாலோ பண்ணணும். ஐ வில் நாட் டெல் யூ. நான் இப்போ எது சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தேன்? விச் ஒன் வாஸ் ஐ டிஸ்கஸிங்?
Than.
அப்போ தேனோடது தானே படிக்கணும் இல்லையா?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, continue.
She is smarter than her brother.
Okay. She is smarter than her brother. So I am comparing two people. One is she and her brother. So I am telling she is smarter than her brother. So smarter is in comparative degree of adjectives. Adjectives படிச்சிருக்கோம் இல்லையா? அதில் comparative degree. Smart, smarter, smartest. Smarter is in comparative degree. Comparative degreeல எப்போவுமே ஒரு than கூட வரணும். She is smarter than her brother. Okay. Next is who, whose and which. Who is a question word. Whose, which, they are also question words. Who na என்னது? What does it mean in Tamil?
யாரு?
Okay. What about whose?
யாருடையது?
And which?
இதுவா இல்ல அது ரெண்டுல எது?
எது?
Yes. Who, whose and which. So all these are question words. Okay. So you can see who. There is one example. So Uma ma'am, you can read the example for who.
Yes, ma'am. My cousin who lives in London will visit us tomorrow.
Okay. So here you can see my cousin who lives in London will visit us tomorrow. என்னோட லண்டனில் இருக்கக்கூடிய கசின் நாளைக்கு எங்களை விசிட் பண்ணுவாங்க. ஸோ மை கசின் ஹூ லிவ்ஸ் இன் லண்டன். எந்த ஒரு கசின் லண்டனில் இருக்காங்களோ அவங்க நாளைக்கு எங்களை விசிட் பண்ணுவாங்க. அப்போ அந்த எந்த ஒரு கசின் அதுதான் அந்த ஹூ. மை கசின் ஹூ லிவ்ஸ் இன் லண்டன் வில் விசிட் அஸ் டுமாரோ. Similarly, you can tell the man who I met in the party is my friend's father. நான் பார்ட்டியில் மீட் பண்ண அந்த மேன் வந்து என்னோட ஃப்ரெண்டோட ஃபாதராம். ஓகே, லைக்வைஸ். நெக்ஸ்ட் இஸ் whose. எஸ், Rakshan, you can read whose. Rakshan. Okay, moving to Soundarya again. You can read the example for whose.
Yes, ma'am. I admire people whose practical sense is so sharp.
Okay, I admire people whose practical sense is so sharp. So some people, they will have a very sharp sense of knowledge, especially when it comes to leading a practical life. They may not be good in subjects or academics or any other thing, but they will be very good in their practical life. They will know how to lead a proper life, how to lead a structured and a disciplined life. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி பீப்புளை வந்து நான் அட்மயர் பண்ணுறேன். வாட் இஸ் மீன் பை அட்மயரிங்? Admire means to respect. To respect. So I admire people whose practical sense is so sharp. ஓகே, யாருக்கெல்லாம் அவங்களோட ப்ராக்டிக்கல் சென்ஸ் ஷார்ப்பாக இருக்கும் அந்த மாதிரி பீப்புள் எல்லாம் ஐ அட்மயர். ஓகே, and the last one is which. So I will read the example because the screen is little bit zoomed, so that I will minimize it and read. Whichக்கு வந்து I have written, I took the book which was lying on the table. I took the book which was lying on the table. அதாவது டேபிள் மேலே இருந்த அந்த புக்கை நான் எடுத்தேன். I took the book which was lying on the table. So again, which is used as a subordinating conjunction. Now, this is all about subordinating conjunctions. So we'll just go through what we have studied. The different subordinating conjunctions are that, what, how, if, when, where, wherever, before, after, till, since, because, since, again, then as, if, unless, though or although, than, who, whose, which. And whom கூட வரும். whom, whom, whom. whoக்கும் whomக்கும் என்ன டிஃபரன்ஸ்? whoனா யாரு? whomனா whom did you meet yesterday? அப்போ என்ன மீனிங்? whom did you meet yesterday? நேத்திக்கு நீ யாரை மீட் பண்ணின? யாருன்னா who, யாரு அப்படின்னா whom. ஸோ whom did you meet yesterday? அது ஒரு question. இப்போ whom வந்து எனக்கு subordinating conjunctionாக யூஸ் பண்ணேன்னா I can tell, the man whom I met at school is my new teacher. The man whom I met at school is my new class teacher. Okay, so அந்த மாதிரி you can use who, whom, whose, what, which, where, when, how. இது எல்லாமே question words தான், but still you can use it as subordinating conjunctions. Okay, now we have the last activity. Fill in the blanks with suitable subordinating conjunctions. So I have given almost all the subordinating conjunctions in the brackets. You have to choose the right answer. I have given one example. The first one is, he told me dash I can take his help. So the answer is, he told me that I can take his help. Okay. Now the second one is, Ratan wanted to know dash you would come with us.
Whether
When
Okay, there are 2 to 3 options. First one is, Ratan wanted to know whether you would come with us. நீங்கள் எங்கள் கூட வருவீங்களா இல்லையா? Whether you would come with us or not. அது கேட்டான். Ratan wanted to know. Or you can tell, Ratan wanted to know when you would come with us. எப்போ நீங்கள் எங்கள் கூட வருவீங்க. Okay. And Ratan wanted to know than who. Yes, only 2 options. Whether and when. Very good, good students. Okay, next is, I have given another one. Obey dash your teacher says. Obey what your teacher says. Teacher என்ன சொல்றாங்களோ, உங்க teacher என்ன சொல்றாங்களோ அதை obey பண்ணுங்க. Obey what your teacher says. Next is, she was so angry dash she walked out of the house.
Since
She was so angry dash she walked out of the house.
since
She was so angry that she walked out of the house.
Yeah, who answered that? Could Rakshit?
Fawaz, ma'am.
Fawaz. Very good, very good. She was so angry that she walked out of the house. Thatna adnala அப்படிங்கிற meaning. Okay, she was so angry that she walked out of the house. Very good. Next is I came dash you were away. I came. Huh?
when I came when you were away.
Very good. I came when you were away. நீ எங்கேயோ போயிருந்தப்ப நான் வந்தேன். I came when you were away. Very good. This is the book dash my grandfather wrote.
This is the book which my grandfather wrote.
Which, or there is one more option.
What?
Not what. This is the book that my grandfather wrote. Okay. This is the book that my grandfather wrote or which my grandfather wrote. Okay. Next is I was scared dash it was strangely still outside.
Because it was strangely
Because it was strangely still outside. வெளியில வந்து அப்படியே சைலண்டா இருந்தது, ரொம்ப ஸ்டில்லா இருந்தது, யாருமே இல்லை, ஒண்ணுமே இல்லை, எல்லாரும் அப்படியே ஃப்ரீஸ் ஆன மாதிரி இருக்காங்க. ஸோ ஐ வாஸ் ஸ்கேர்ட் பிகாஸ் இட் வாஸ் ஸ்ட்ரேஞ்ச்லி ஸ்டில் அவுட் சைட். நெக்ஸ்ட் we have to be united dash we want to win the battle against terrorism.
until
Not until. Okay, I will give you a clue. டெரரிசத்துக்கு எகென்ஸ்டாக இருக்கிற யுத்தத்தில் போரில் ஜெயிக்கணும்னா நம்ம யுனைட்டடாக இருக்கணும்.
Unless.
நோ. வெரி சிம்பிள். 2-letter word. 2-lettered word.
If
If we have to be united if we want to win the battle against terrorism. What is terrorism? Terrorismனா என்னதுடா? சோஷியல் ஸ்டடீஸ்ல படிச்சிருப்பீங்க.
it's an attack.
அட்டாக் தீவிரவாதம் சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா? தீவிரவாதம், that is called terrorism.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so we have to be united if we want to win the battle against terrorism. terrorismத்துக்கு எதிரான போர்ல நம்ம ஜெயிக்கணும்னா, battleனா போர் இல்லனா யுத்தம். We want if we want to win the battle against terrorism we have to be united. நம்ம ஒண்ணா சேர்ந்திருக்கணும். Have you heard of this phrase? United we stand, divided we fall. ஒண்ணா சேர்ந்தா நிக்க முடியும், இல்ல டிவைட் ஆயிட்டோம்னா நம்ம எல்லாம் விழுந்த மாதிரி. United we stand and divided we fall. Okay, also we say unity is strength இல்லையா, அது மாதிரி. Next is she will not believe a word dash she verifies it with her own eyes. I repeat, she will not believe a word. அவ ஒரு வார்த்தை கூட நம்ப மாட்டா dash
Until
until. Yes, she will not believe a word until she verifies it with her own eyes. அவ கண்ணால் அவ பார்த்து வெரிஃபை பண்றது வரைக்கும் அவ ஒரு வார்த்தை கூட பிலீவ் பண்ண மாட்டா. until. All right. Next is the girl dash is sitting next to Geeta is my sister.
who
Which is.
which வராது. கேர்ள்னா ஒரு ஹியூமன் பீயிங் இல்லையா, ஒரு
who is sitting
ஒரு ஹியூமன் பீயிங்க்கு which that எல்லாம் வராது, who தான் வரும். The girl who is sitting next to Geeta is my sister. Yes. Next is my uncle gifted me a watch dash costs 10,000 rupees.
which
My-
was
Which costs?
That
that costs
That costs. Which costs or that costs? Okay. I love people dash practical sense is very sharp.
whose practical sense is very sharp.
I love people whose practical sense is very sharp. Okay. Rahul is taller dash Rajesh.
Dan Rajesh.
Then
Dan Rajesh. Very good. I attended the exam dash it was difficult.
but it was
But is a coordinating conjunction. Here we should use only subordinating conjunctions.
Unless
Hmm.
that it was difficult. That answer.
No, 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 that வராது. அது டிஃபிகல்ட்டா இருந்தும் நான் எக்ஸாம் அட்டென்ட் பண்ணினேன். அப்போ although it was difficult. Yes, I attended the exam although it was difficult, or though it was difficult. Very good. Next is, it's been a long time dash I met you.
Since I met you.
It's been a long time since I met you. Since is the correct answer. நான் உன்னை பார்த்து நிறைய ஆச்சு. It's been a long time since I met you. நான் உன்னை அப்போ பார்த்தது அதுக்கப்புறம் இப்போ தான் பார்க்கணும். ஸோ since I met you நிறைய ஆச்சு உன்னை பார்த்து. Okay, since I met you, it's been a long time. And the last one, I slept dash I was tired.
When I was tired. Because I was tired.
Because இருக்கு, as இருக்கு, அப்புறம் வேற என்ன சொன்னாங்க, when சொன்னாங்க. I slept when I was tired. Okay, when கூட போடலாம், தப்பு இல்லை. But as or because will be more suitable. Okay, now next is, Chemmin is the best novel dash I have ever read.
That I have ever read.
Yes, Chemmin is a famous Malayalam novel. Okay, written by one writer named Thagazhi Shivashankara Pillai. Okay, so Chemmin is the best novel that I have ever read. Okay, I understood dash you mean.
What you mean?
I understood what you mean. Okay, I know dash to prepare biryani.
I know how to prepare biryani.
Super, super, very good. Please inform dash you will come today or not.
Whether you will come today or not.
Please inform whether you will come today or not. Okay.
Ma'am, can we use if?
If or whether, both are correct. Please
Yes,
inform if
ma'am.
you will come today or not. Ifum வரலாம், weatherum வரலாம் கண்ணா. Okay. Next is, I know dash to go.
I know when to go.
When to go.
I know when to go, I know where to go, and I know how to go. All are correct. It depends on your imagination. Okay. Next is, I reached the place dash she came.
Then she came.
Not then.
Before.
I reached the place where she came.
Before she came, or what did you tell, Rakshan?
Where?
I reached the place where she came. Okay, இல்லைனா when she came சொல்லலாம். I reached the place when she came, இல்லைனா before she came or after she came. I reached the place after she came, அப்படி கூட சொல்லலாம். Okay, next, dash you see a tiger, let me know.
When you see a tiger, let me know.
When you see a tiger, let me know. Or if you see a tiger, let me know. That's also possible. Next, Agra is a city.
Ma'am, when or whether?
Where?
Enga.
In the sixth sentence. Dash you see a tiger, let me know. Which answer to use, ma'am?
Okay, when you see a tiger, let me know. Or if you see a tiger, let me know.
When or whether? Which answer to use, ma'am?
When.
Okay,
Whether
yes,
see
ma'am.
varadu, it's better to use if you see or when you see.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next is, Agra is a city dash Taj Mahal is.
Where Taj Mahal is?
Agra is a city where Taj Mahal is situated. Next, don't come to school dash you recover from fever.
Until you recover your
Until you recover from fever. Very good. Call me dash sometime.
After some time.
Sometime.
Call me after some time.
After some time.
Okay. And the last one, there is no need to go to school dash there is a hartal. Hartal means strike.
Because there is hartal.
You mean as? Yes. There is no need to go to school as there is a hartal, or because there is a hartal. Hartal is a Hindi word actually, but we use it all over India to mean a strike. Okay, you would have heard of strikes, right? Educational strikes, official strikes. So there is no need to go to school if there is a strike. So with this we have successfully completed conjunctions. So we have completed all the types of conjunctions, the different uses of each conjunction. Then also we discussed the examples for the 3 different types of conjunctions. So I hope you are clear with this topic. Any doubts in this topic, students? You can ask me. Now it's open for you. We have 5 more minutes. You can ask me now. Any doubts? Please ask me.
Ma'am,
Yes, Pratika.
no, it's not about conjunctions, but what are we learning next?
Okay, we are going to next learn the last part of speech, that is interjections, but that takes only half an hour or something. So soon after that we are going to start types of questions.
Okay.
Types of questions. Types of questions are of 3 types. You will learn each of those type in detail.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Keep attending. I hope, I think you were not there in the last class, right?
Yeah, because we were having food stall on the weekends
Hmm.
uh, of Diwali,
Hmm.
so I was not able to join.
Okay, okay. I was not able to join or I couldn't join. Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't join. It's in past tense, right? So you can tell like that. I couldn't join. Okay. Any doubts, students? Uma ma'am, any doubts? Did you
No.
understand the topic?
Yeah, yeah, ma'am.
Are you practicing to speak in English?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you keep practicing. Okay, so how was the Halloween celebration?
Yeah, Halloween and Deepavali same date, ma'am.
It came on the same date. Okay, so
Yeah.
is it the first year you are
Ha-
celebrating this Halloween?
Yeah, ma'am. This year only, ma'am.
Okay, okay, okay. So one of my students told me, like one of my Kerala
Yeah.
students, no, she told me what is it. She explained to me. Actually, I also didn't know what is meant by this Halloween celebration. I know what is Halloween.
Halloween means is devil
Devil.
decoration. Yeah.
They will come like ghost.
Yeah.
That
Um,
time. So yeah, she
it's
explained it
like
to me. Mm,
we can wear any costume,
mm.
like a vampire or
And
ghost,
then
devil.
there will be a lot of chocolates being given to the
Yeah,
children,
yeah.
right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So how many chocolates did you get, Pratika?
So
I
many chocolates, ma'am.
Okay. So no
Two.
need to prepare any food at home. How many chocolates did you get, Pratika?
I think it's more than one LB. Like,
Oh.
like
Two
Okay.
buckets, ma'am.
Too much. Okay. Okay. So do you also give chocolates to others?
yeah.
Oh. Okay. 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 So any other doubts, students? Soundarya, Fawaz, Vijayalakshmi?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay, fine. So I think then we can wind up the session then. Okay, students. So see you all on next Sunday. Thank you, students.